A 5-letter word. Happy. To how many of us does the true meaning of the word remain foreign? And if I ask you, personally, what would you say? What many fail to realize is that happiness does not have a singular meaning because it's a mindset, one that all of us strive to reach but many of us fail to see. Like many other people, I struggle with my mental health, and for a very long time my mind teetered between mind-numbing depression and suicidal tendencies. And this gave me the ability to put my life into perspective and begin to discipline my mind into a positive way of thinking, to literally save my life. I know every one of you hearing me have struggled at one point or another with inner turmoil, and these can be times of great stress or sadness, anxiety, anger, you name it. And I know this because in my survey that I conducted with my classmates, all of you admitted to having dealt with this at one point or another. In taking this and other worldly issues into perspective, I wish to share with all of you a more positive and healthy way of thinking, and this can be known as the art of happiness, as taught by the great Dalai Lama. And after listening to my speech, I anticipate that you will understand the art of happiness, its principles, and how to apply them into your daily lives. But to begin, you need to understand that happiness does not depend on what you have or who you are. It depends on what you think. Now, happiness can mean many different things for many different people, and happiness can also mean more than one thing to a singular person, and this is okay too. And to some, however, happiness is the one-word answer to to one of life's biggest questions. What is the purpose of life? Now, don't be scared. We're not going this broad or self-reflective. I simply bring this up so that we can truly take a step back and evaluate life's values. But to truly understand the art of happiness, we must reflect on what truly is a value in life and what gives our lives meaning, and then we base our priorities on those. Now, the most important thing, though, is to remember that the purpose of our life needs to be positive. We weren't born with the purpose of causing trouble or harming others. And according to Howard C. Cutler in The Art of Happiness, published in 1998, for our life to be of value, I think we must develop basic good human qualities: warmth, kindness, compassion. Then our lives become meaningful and peaceful, happier. What this means is that when you bring happiness to other people, this in turn brings you positive feelings. As I'm sure you've heard the saying, kindness unto others brings kindness unto yourself. Now, what you must remember, though, is that happiness does not mean that you're laughing and smiling all the time. And as long as we live in this world, we are bound to encounter problems. And Tenzin Gyatso states in his article, Compassion and the Individual, that if at such times we lose hope and we become discouraged, if, on the other hand, we remember that it's not just ourselves, but everyone who has to undergo, suffering and issues like this, it's more realistic perspective. This more realistic perspective will increase our determination and capacity to overcome troubles. And according to the Dalai Lama himself, he is quoted saying that in accepting that suffering is a part of your daily existence, you can begin to examine the factors that normally give rise to feelings of discontent and mental unhappiness. So, once you're able to notice the negative situations and toxic people you have in your life, we're able to cut out as many possible things out and release that stress. Because happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. So what exactly are the principles to this art of happiness? We start by being able to divide every kind of happiness and suffering into two main categories: mental and physical. Of the two, it is the mind that exerts the greatest influence on most of us. Unless we are either gravely ill or deprived of basic necessities, our physical condition plays a secondary role in life. And this can be applied also to the principle of putting materialistic wants or needs to the side and focusing on our mental health. Now, this can mean our stress, that anger, depression, and the other ones that were mentioned earlier. And also, as mentioned earlier, one of the most important aspects of happiness is compassion. Now, you would be surprised just how far kindness in this world can go. And it's a sad fact that, in this world, compassion is a seemingly lost art form. And I truly believe that if you have the opportunity to help someone else, even in the smallest way, to make their life just a little bit easier, then you should go and do it. And if for whatever reason you're unable to truly do something for someone else, then the least that you can do is refrain from hurting them, whether physically or mentally. Individual happiness can contribute to a profound way, it can contribute in a profound way to the overall improvement in the entire human community. And this is why I hope that every one of you today can say that you understand the art of happiness, what it is, and how we can bring it all into our lives. Now, I'll leave you off with one last quote from the great Dalai Lama. There are only 2 days in the year that nothing can be done. One is called yesterday, and the other is called tomorrow. Today is the right day to love, believe, do, and most importantly, live. Thank you.